Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Greg Shapiro, and let's queer up entertainment. Dave Chappelle, SNL on LA fires. West Hollywood was unscathed because they are already flaming. Comedian Dave Chappelle opened Saturday Night Live's first show with a 15-minute monologue that tackled a range of topics from the Los Angeles wildfires to Donald Trump's upcoming inauguration. The monologue, marked by Chappelle's signature blend of humor and provocation, drew mixed reactions from viewers. Chappelle shared that executive producer Lorne Michaels had been persistent in booking him for the episode following the election, a request he initially refused. He said, quote, "The moment I said yes, LA burst into flames. And it's a tough one, you know what I mean? Because I'm tired of being controversial. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. And it is way too soon to be doing jokes about a catastrophe like that," end quote. Chappelle acknowledged the weight of recent events and his participation with controversy, including with the LGBTQ community. Turning to conspiracy theories about the fires, Chappelle joked, quote, "There's just too many factors. If you were a rational thinking person, you have to at least consider the possibility that God hates these people, sodomites. But that's not true because West Hollywood was unscathed. How can you burn what is already flaming?" End quote. Not surprisingly, it was a very weak opening monologue full of his same old tired bullshit. However, it was unexpected to hear him talking about having empathy when he is lacking that ability. Perhaps the best part of the monologue was the focus on his prodigious basket or possible pants prosthesis, which has become a thirst trap on social media for multiple gay men. So obviously he wasn't wearing anything. Maybe he's wearing loose boxers or something, and there was a schlong for days as he sat on his stool. Or maybe it was purchased.
Anybody else? What do you guys think about? Did you see SNL? I'm a huge fan. No?
I didn't watch the episode, to be quite honest.
I watched it, and it wasn't funny, but at least he didn't do anything really bad about the LA fires. I mean, he was kind of, neutral about it. I mean, he made some fun, but it really wasn't making fun of the people in general.
Well,
The one thing he did say at the end was that he's basically telling Trump, hey, you learn from what you made mistakes last time you were here.
Yeah.
The world needs you. Humanity needs you.
And try to have some empathy.
Try to be a good person, yes.
Yeah,
I mean, that's one thing he did say that was really positive, that struck home to me.
Well, I am a Dave Chappelle fan. Sorry, Greg. I've loved Dave Chappelle ever since I was a kid. Dave Chappelle holds the Guinness record for the longest comedy set. And it was in San Francisco, and it was 7.5 hours, and I was there. And all 7.5 hours was freaking hysterical, and he was just sitting there talking shit, okay? And it was hysterical to me, okay? And my community, my Black and brown community, that's what I think, that is why I thought I found so much humor in it. Fast forward to a couple of years ago where we became the butt of his joke, especially the trans community, and that's where I draw the line, right? He can make film, the gay community has always been the butt of many jokes. Ha, 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 pansy, fairy, ha, 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 I think those are easy go-to jokes. I don't think that takes much talent to write, right? I really don't. And I really do believe that Dave Chappelle is a genius in his own way, okay? What he has presented to us has garnered him notoriety among everything, and with that comes money, right? I will say that I did see his monologue. It was the longest monologue that SNL has ever had. They have never had a 15-minute monologue, so they allowed him to do whatever he wanted to do because he's Dave freaking Chappelle, right? But I also think it was a subdued Dave Chappelle, okay? He only had one joke about us, and it was the West Hollywood joke that wasn't even really that good. He didn't go in on trans like he usually does. He didn't go in on gay like he usually does, and he spent a lot of time on Jimmy Carter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. True.
Am I right? Am I telling the truth? Right.
For sure.
So, so who knows? Maybe Dave remembers that he's Black. Okay, and that that Trump is also has plans for many other marginalized communities. I don't know.
But it was very strange too the way he was out there in a suit and tie
and sitting
and he
down,
was smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
It was almost like he was trying to be a throwback to sort of older comic styles, but there wasn't, other than maybe Don Rickles, there just isn't that level of insult that he does. And he just tosses that around like he doesn't even care.
Yeah. And I, for one, am happy that WeHo is unscathed.
Sure.
I lived nearby, and like just to see Runyon Canyon was like my end all and be all. I would take that. I would do that hike every single day, and I was not in my best place mentally, and it really saved me a lot. So to see so many parts of Hollywood up in flames, Malibu, and it makes me really mad when people say things like, "Well, those people are rich. Who cares?" Right? Like that's being a disgusting human.
For sure.
Right. They're still people. Yeah.
They're still people.
Sure.
So, I mean, I'm going to give him a little bit of credit just because, one, he didn't go all out on us. This could change tomorrow. He could be hired by Trump to freaking host something else, right?
Sounds like he wants to be.
Snoop Dogg, right? Look at Snoop Dogg, right? You just never know who we're going to lose, right? But, I don't think it was his best work. I will agree with you, right? And, let's see. Let's see. It's Dave Chappelle. You never know where he's going to go next, right? Let's see what Netflix gives him another special, right? He had like 15 specials last year. Jeez. So that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.